Hey everyone, Champion here and welcome back to our next episode of the SWE World Cup. It is time for our second round of group matches. Starting off here with USA, who had a fantastic start, get a 5-0 win over Europe versus New Zealand, who also had a good start with a 3-2 win over Scotland. And here is our opening match of the evening. It is going to be Daniel Bryan versus Bad Luck Fale. Bad Luck Fale won his opening match of the tournament, beating Noam Dar pretty convincingly actually in that previous match against Scotland. The only actual singles competitor for New Zealand to get a victory that episode. Of course, they did come out with a 3-2 win in the end. And Bad Luck Fale was instrumental to getting that. And Daniel Bryan, who also had a victory in his first one. He got a victory over Aleister Black. So both these guys, 100% win record so far. Both won their 6-man tags as well. This one could be... This is a very important match, this one. Very, very important match. Because with USA getting a 5-0 win in the first episode against Europe, that puts USA top of the group. It also means that Europe are down on 0 points. Now this one is a double-edged sword, this one then, for New Zealand, because they want to make sure that not only do they get points to try and challenge USA for that top spot, but they also want to make sure they get points so that they don't end up being be caught up by Europe. Because if USA were to get another 5-0 victory here against New Zealand, then all of a sudden that loss for Europe doesn't seem as bad. It all goes down to the Europe versus New Zealand match to finish things off. So it'd be an interesting one. If New Zealand don't get a good result here, I think if New Zealand get at least 2 points here, I don't know, it's going to be tricky, isn't it? Because Europe has got Scotland in the next episode, which could be a very, very important match as well. If Europe get a good result in that one against Scotland, then all of a sudden they're back in this tournament. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the the table, but there's not really much to figure out, is there, at this point? To say, until we can see more. Basically, once this episode's finished, we're going to have much more of an idea of roughly what's going on and what Europe needs to do, what New Zealand need to do. I feel like it's Europe versus New Zealand fighting out for that second place spot now, though. I feel like USA will be strong enough to pull it off, I think. You would hope so, anyway. For their sake. But who knows if this is another strong victory here for Bad Luck Fale, and all of a sudden New Zealand could be looking very, very good. As Fale is taking a dominant start. A very, very dominant start. Against Daniel Bryan, throwing him all over the place. And Daniel Bryan really struggling to get any offense here at all. Wow, this is crazy how one-sided this is. I know we saw how one-sided this was between Noam Dar and Daniel Bryan, but I'm amazed at how one-sided this is now, to be honest with you. Bad Luck Fale bringing Daniel Bryan back up. Finally does get some offense. And Fale Daniel Bryan is getting back in this one, but is it going to be enough? Can he turn it around, Daniel Bryan? Nice. Back sent on. Now bringing Bad Luck Fale back up to a kneeling base. Daniel Bryan now taking some control. He needed to do something, didn't he, really? Because he was getting absolutely destroyed. That's a terrible reverse dragon sleeper. He's not even got him hooked, has he? Bad Luck Fale now taking Bryan up and dropping him face first across that top rope. As Bad Luck Fale now just wrenching at the shoulder. And slamming Bryan into the mat. Bad Luck Fale in strong control here now. If Bad Luck Fale pulls this off, that'd be a massive result for New Zealand. Absolutely huge result for New Zealand. There's the pin one. Only one count. Wow, okay. A lot more needed to keep Daniel Bryan down. Daniel Bryan is stalking Bad Luck Fale, trying to turn things around. But Bryan reversing it, flipping over the top. We've seen this many a time. Running clothesline. Bryan bringing Fale up, but Fale just grabbing a hold of the leg out of nowhere. Stiff right hand as well. Then into that huge spear. That's what defeated Noam Dar. Followed up by a big splash as well. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Wow, referee got up before. He did. The referee got up before that was even kicked out of. This is rigged. Fale taking Bryan up on his shoulders. Up into a razor's edge style powerbomb. Into the pin once again. 1, 2. Wow, Bad Luck Fale has defeated Daniel Bryan. Wow, New Zealand, that is massive. That is such a big result for New Zealand. That is absolutely an incredible result for New Zealand, and one that I think Europe will be worried about, because Europe really wanted New Zealand to lose 5-0 here as well, but wasn't to be the case. As Bad Luck Fale now just exactly what we did against Scotland, just continuing the assault afterwards. And here is our second match of the evening. It is going to be Travis Banks versus Seth Rollins, and I'm still sort of surprised by that last match, to be honest. Daniel Bryan losing to Bad Luck Fale, and that's just it's just shocked me about that. Shocked me a bit, that has. It really has surprised me, you know. Which means now then that New Zealand in a very good position. A very, very good position. It means, well, New Zealand is still below US. Of course, means they're currently on 4 points. USA on 5 points. So it's still all up for grabs. But well, New Zealand got that big match against Europe coming up after this one. That's going to be the one that's really going to define this group, I think. I still feel like USA are still going to win the group and win it probably quite comfortably. But yeah, the interesting one now is all going to be about who goes through in second place, I suppose. Because I honestly had a thought that New Zealand might lose this show 5-0 tonight as well, just because not necessarily because of New Zealand's strength, but just because of how strong America is. So, of course, with these two guys, Seth Rollins won his last match. He defeated Rusev. And Travis Banks actually lost his match to Jack Jester. So, at the moment, yeah, Travis Banks without a victory and Seth Rollins without a loss. But form is out the window in these sort of situations. This is a very important match. And if New Zealand could win this, that would be massive for them as well. It would be absolutely huge. Of course, New Zealand now know if they just win the 6-man tag, they will win the episode. Which I think they'll be very happy with. They'll happily take another 3 points. Which would actually put them joint top alongside the US. But I think well, the thing is with the US now, once they've got past tonight, the US would have faced off against the two strongest opponents. The last match would be against Scotland, which would be the one that they're not necessarily expected to win, I suppose, if you look at it that way. In theory. But Seth, this is an important one for him as well. He wants to turn this match back around. He wants to get the US back in control. And this could be his chance. It should be really. Again, on paper, I think Seth is probably just outdoes Travis Banks a little bit. Not by a huge amount, but handshake being shown there. That's an interesting one. It almost looks like Bad Luck Fale is a little bit out of this one. He's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more dirty tactics than the other members of his team. But in fairness, it's working because he's the one with 2 wins out of 2 episodes now. Seth getting with the back of Travis, but Travis fighting back. Nice German suplex, trying to get a cheeky one. As Travis brings Seth back up to his feet. Now what's he looking for? It's a nice suplex. Banks gets caught with the right hand in the guts. Went for the knee strike, but Seth avoided. Now taking Travis Banks up into... Oh, I thought he was going to have a atomic drop, but no, drops him face first. Seth now dropping a boot right in the gut of Travis Banks. When our Seth heading up to middle rope, you know he likes to utilise their Phoenix Splash, and Travis Banks rolls straight out the way, catching Seth with the boot in the gut. Now back up to his feet. If Travis Banks could pull this off, that'd be incredible. Backbreaker by Travis Banks and Seth. Now bringing Seth back up to his feet. Into that slam. And this one, you know what? I just feel like maybe Europe were just terrible on the night, you know, because US were very good. They got the win, but maybe it wasn't necessarily USA being very, very good. Maybe it was just Europe being very, very bad on the night. And Travis Banks is in control. Banks now taking Seth up and slams him down. It's only a 2 count. Banks taking Seth up, drops him face first across that top turnbuckle. And then dropping a knee right in the face of Seth as well. Banks now brings Seth back up to his feet. Sprung into the corner. Banks is in firm control here, you know. Oh, brainbuster onto the top turnbuckle. Wow. That's insane. That is insane. Travis Banks with that brainbuster on the top turnbuckle. A maneuver that used to be used by El Generico in the indie scene. Banks now taking Seth up. There's the Liger bomb as well. There's the pin, but oh, Seth was too close to the ropes. Nice kick in the spine there by Travis Banks, who now tries to bring Seth back up, but Seth with the jawbreaker. Seth taking Travis up and oh, hooks him in that fisherman's. If Seth can turn this one around, that'd be crazy because Travis looked dominant in this one for a lot of it. Seth waiting for Travis to get back up to be hit him with a blockbuster. There's the pin, 1. Only a 1 count. Seth bringing Banks back up to his feet into a DDT. And now Seth is taking control of this one. Rolls Banks through into the super kick. Seth now with a moonsault. Brings Travis back up to his feet. Looking for the right hand, but Banks fights back with a forearm. Now takes Seth up and slams him down once again. Hooks a leg for the pin. 2. Oh my god, they've done it again. Wow. Travis Banks gets another point and makes it 2-0 to New Zealand on the night. This is not the result that Europe wanted, is it? Really not the result that Europe wanted at this point in time. Europe wanted a dominant victory, I think, for the USA and to leave New Zealand in catchable rate. But now New Zealand's on 5 points. And so's the US after 1.5 matches. This is going to be very interesting now. Very, very interesting. I cannot believe that New Zealand are doing so well here. No offence to New Zealand, but on paper, I just thought the USA was going to outstrength them here this evening. But what a win so far for New Zealand. 2-0 up. They win the singles match, they win the night. They win the tag team match, they win the night. They've got to win 1 out of 2 matches to win the night. But not only win the night, really secure their chances of getting through to the second round. And here is our final singles match for the evening. AJ Styles takes on Jay White in what is now a really important match for the US. They had such a dominant showing in the first episode. I really thought they were going to be very, very dominant throughout the entire competition, but they've been shown this evening they do have weaknesses. And those weaknesses have been picked at by New Zealand. Now, Travis Banks had lost his first match to Jack Jester, but won his second match against Seth Rollins, which is huge. I'm stunned, to be honest with you, just how crazy this has all been so far tonight. And now AJ Styles, of course, got a victory in the first episode against Cesaro. And now he takes on Jay White. I'm just, yeah, just this whole episode tonight has been a bit... It's just been a bit crazy, isn't it, this whole episode so far? I was not expecting this point in time to be 2-0 up to New Zealand. I really wasn't. But that is exactly what's happening. And AJ Styles has a chance here to... Well, the pressure's on AJ now. If AJ loses his match, then US lose the night no matter what happens in the 6-man tag. If AJ can win this... Then all of a sudden, it is back up in the air with that 6-man tag. It'll be 2-1, the 6-man tag to define the winner. But at this point in time, New Zealand are on 5 points in the group, which gives them a nice little chunk over Europe. If Europe get a dominant, saying that if USA have a good couple of matches here, and New Zealand lose 3-2. Then if Scotland have a dominant performance... if Europe have a dominant performance against Scotland, and then all of a sudden, it's up in the air again. If New Zealand can win this match and the 6-man tag, which I think is unlikely to win them both, if they do, though, then again, that would mean that there'd be a 5-point difference between... No, there'd be a 5-point difference. Nope. There wouldn't be a 5-point difference, would there? There'd be an 8-point difference. Which means Europe would need to really seriously hammer Scotland 5-0 and then hammer New Zealand 5-0. Wow, so yeah, if New Zealand can get a couple of more points here against the US, I think New Zealand could almost certainly guarantee themselves a place. It would be mathematically, but chances are that would be the case, but... It's a big ask. Jay White to beat AJ Styles is a big ask, and then the 6-man tag victory is a big ask as well. I think USA have got at least one win in their locker here this evening. I'll be surprised if they lose 5-0. We've only had a couple of 5-0 drubbings so far in this competition, and I would be surprised if US is going to be the third, because they are one of the strongest teams in the competition, and one of the teams I expect to be in the finals, to be honest with you. In my opinion, I think US and Japan are probably the strongest two teams on paper. Ireland and Canada look pretty good. England, obviously defeating Japan, shows how good they are. But New Zealand in this episode is really... if New Zealand had a better result against... if New Zealand had a better result against Scotland, I feel like they would have been in a much better position right now. AJ, I don't know what AJ is up to there. I think he looked like some sort of phenomenal forearm, but the way he was. AJ, oh, nice spinning powerbomb on Jay White on the outside. Takedown by AJ. And now AJ dominating Jay White on the outside. Maybe AJ was watching the Puerto Rico-Germany match a few days ago. Oh, maybe not. I was going to say he might be looking to get the count-out victory, but AJ throwing Jay White back into the ring. AJ trying to take Jay White up, but Jay White fighting back, and nice forearm and another big forearm, and AJ flops. Jay White now wrenching back at the neck of AJ Styles. And AJ now taking Jay White up, looking for that powerbomb. Wow. The way AJ started using powerbombs so often, but this game seems to love it. Nice double elbows by AJ, now bringing Jay White up. Jay with a big knee in the gut of AJ. Taking him down, then raining down the punches. Jay White just stamping on the face of AJ. And again as well. Jay White sends AJ into the corner. If Jay White can pull this off, that'd be incredible for New Zealand. It really would be incredible. I don't know if I've got anyone out there in New Zealand watching this episode, but Jay White would be a national hero at this rate. They all would. Nice clothesline takedown there by AJ Styles on Jay White. AJ drops the outside. Looking to continue the assault. Now this one for me looks a bit more in USA's hands, I think. As AJ takes him up on his shoulders into the Yurigoroshi. There's the pin by Styles. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. AJ knows he needs to do a little bit more damage to try and finish off Jay White. Maybe a phenomenal forearm, maybe a Styles clash, but something along those lines I think will win this match for the US. AJ taking Jay White up on his shoulders. Oh, slams him down nice into a sidewalk slam. Jay White fighting back with the shoulder block, taking AJ down. And now wrenching back of that arm. Trying to pop it out of the socket by the looks of it. AJ fighting back the right hand in the gut of Jay White. Hooks him up for that underhook brainbuster. As AJ heads to the outside. We've seen this before, looking to line up Jay White for that phenomenal forearm. And there it is, phenomenal forearm on Jay White. He's pretty close to the ropes, but AJ does drag him away into the pin. 1, 2, no! Wow. Wow, Jay White just kicked out. Lion salt by AJ. AJ brings Jay White back up to his feet. Jay slides at the back into a reverse DDT. And now Jay White stalking AJ. Wow, is Jay going to turn this around? Oh my god, Switchblade. Switchblade, 1, 2. Oh, I thought he had it. I thought he had it. Wow. This, I think, will be our biggest surprise so far in the competition. I'd say it's a big surprise. It's not like a massive underdog victory, but so far everything's gone sort of as you would expect it to. Apart from maybe Samoa. Well, no, Samoa Mexico is probably quite correct, to be honest with you. But this was a... yeah, this was a big one. If New Zealand can pull off this victory. There's a second Yu-Gi-Roshi, though. And that could be all she wrote for Jay White. And it is. And AJ Styles gets the win and makes it 2-1 on the night to the USA. Or to New Zealand, should I say. And it's going down now all to the 6-man tag. Now, New Zealand done fantastically well so far. And getting these 2 points is fantastic as well, based on what Europe did. However, New Zealand know they need as many points as possible to try and guarantee themselves at second place. They don't want to have to go into that match against Europe expecting or needing too much. They're now 5 points ahead of Europe. They win the 6-man tag, they're 7 points ahead. And here we go, and here is the big decider of the evening. Team USA, AJ, Bryan and Seth Rollins takes on Team New Zealand, Travis Banks, Jay White and Bad Luck Fale, in a match that is going to determine the victor this evening, but could also really make a massive difference when it comes to, basically when it comes to the end game, the end of the group. With Europe fishing around and Europe struggling for points after that first match, this could be big for them as well. They'll be watching with bated breath. What Europe want here is a win for the US, I would imagine. Because that will keep the point difference down between themselves and New Zealand. However, if New Zealand do get the victory, then New Zealand will be 7 points ahead of Europe. With Europe having 2 matches left. So if Europe get a good result against Scotland, then they're still going to need a good result against New Zealand as well. So it's very much in the hands of New Zealand at the moment. If they can get a win here, I think New Zealand might just confirm their place in the knockout stages. There they are then. Bad Luck Fale at the front. 2 wins from 2 episodes. Travis Banks with 1 win as well. And Jay White. So far, 2 episodes, no wins for him. But he's had 2 very difficult matches in fairness. He faced off against Drew McIntyre and AJ Styles. Not easy matches at all. But this is Team New Zealand. I really think that I thought these guys were going to be a good team. I did, but they've surprised me just how good they have been. Well, in fairness, yeah, I thought they'd do better against Scotland, and I thought they'd do worse here this evening. And so far, they've done well. In the 2 points, the 2 singles match wins in a row is massive, but of course, what they really want is that win in the 6-man tag, because that, like I said, could almost confirm them a spot. If that is the case, then I think that Europe would have to beat Scotland 5-0 and then beat New Zealand 4-1 maybe to qualify. Yeah. So Scotland, basically Europe would be allowed 1 loss across 2 episodes, otherwise they would be out. But it's all going to hopefully be down to that last episode. And then again, if Scotland have a good... I'm saying about Europe, if Scotland have a good episode against Europe, then Scotland is still in this, you know. Scotland are in a better position at this moment in time than Europe is. Because Scotland have got those 2 points from their first episode. Ref rings the bell. We are underway. 2 points up for grabs and the result of the episode as well. Who is going to get the victory in this match? Who's going to walk away with the extra 2 points? It's either going to end 3-2 to the US or 4-1 to New Zealand. 4-1 to New Zealand will be a massive result for them. I tell you what, 4-1 for New Zealand would actually throw the US into some trouble, but I think with US having Scotland last, having the easiest team in the group, I feel that they might be okay. We'll have to wait and see what happens. It all depends on what happens in the Europe versus Scotland match, because if if that's a close match, then that could really just confirm the fact that both these teams are going to go through. I think if that Scotland versus Europe match finishes 3-2 either way, I feel like it's probably going to be done and dusted with US and New Zealand going through, which is a massive result for New Zealand. And nice to see that one of the teams that weren't like number 1 or number 2 seeded to actually go through. That'd be nice. I'd like that. But like I said, we always knew New Zealand was going to be a good team with Jay White and with Travis Banks and Bad Luck Fale as well. There were 3 very good singles competitors. We knew they were going to be good. Seth now up on the middle rope. Stalking Jay White as he slowly gets back up to his feet. Seth now with a blockbuster taking Jay down. AJ catching Travis Banks with a neck breaker. Bad Luck Fale looking to continue the assault on Daniel Bryan from earlier on. There's the Russian leg sweep as Jay White's taken down Seth Rollins. It's 3-on-2 in the ring, but AJ Styles does have control of Travis Banks. You'd think Bad Luck Fale or Jay White would try and help Travis out, wouldn't you, really? But at the moment, AJ is just having his way with Travis Banks and looking for that Yuri Goroshi and hits it. Wow. Big move there by AJ. As Daniel Bryan slides back into the ring, AJ catching Bad Luck Fale, but Fale reverses, taking AJ down. As Daniel Bryan now raining the boots into the chest of Travis Banks. Seth sending Jay White to the outside, and all of a sudden, it is actually 2-on-1 inside the ring because of Seth going after Jay White. And there's the spear by Bad Luck Fale on Daniel Bryan. Hang on a minute. Hang on here a minute. With Seth on the outside, with this could be a very good part. Oh no, AJ's back up on his feet. If Travis Banks can block AJ Styles off, then they could have this, you know. Daniel Bryan is down and out, but nobody able to go for the pin at this point in time. And I think USA have got away with one there, you know. But Travis Banks does slide into the pin on Daniel Bryan. 1. Nope, it was a rope break. Travis Banks gets taken out with a Hurricanrana by AJ Styles. But Jay White looking to take AJ down. AJ reverses it into a Bulldog. I really thought, you know, that New Zealand had the chance to win that one with that big Razor's Edge style powerbomb by Bad Luck Fale against Daniel Bryan. Is that going to be their big chance, or there's going to be more to this? Nice takedown there by Jay White. Bad Luck Fale is going high risk here. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Oh, but he landed right on top of AJ Styles. That just peels him off the mat before missing a kick to the spine. Jay White taking Seth up, and that's how he pinned him earlier on. And all of a sudden, once again, New Zealand are in control. Jay White stalking Seth. There's the switchblade. Hang on a minute. This is a good opportunity. Jay, if you can go into the pin. Jay does drop into the pin. New Zealand have control. 1, 2. And they've done it. New Zealand gets the 4-1 win against the US. Wow. Wow, that's massive. That is huge. And Jay White, I said he's the only one of the New Zealand guys who had not won a singles match so far. And then he goes and gets the pin in the 6-man tag. This is a huge victory. And USA have been a little bit embarrassed here, to be honest. After winning 5-0 in their first match, to then lose 4-1 in the second match is pretty crazy. And there was the switchblade. The other New Zealand guys had the Americans taken down, and there we go. 4-1 win to New Zealand. That's going to make the group look very, very interesting, which will show up for you on the screen. Now it will slowly fade in, as it normally does. So top of the group now on 7 points is New Zealand. So I hope I'm going to get this right, because this is from memory for me. Top of the group on 7 points is New Zealand. Second in the group on 6 points is the US. We have got third in the group on 2 points, Scotland, and fourth in the group on 0 points, Europe. But of course, Europe versus Scotland is our next match. So a 5-0 win for Scotland in that one will put them joint top of the group. A 5-0 win for Europe in that one will put them third in the group, right up the backside of both New Zealand and the US. But to be honest with you, with this massive win for New Zealand, I think Europe need 2 5-0 wins to stand any chance of qualifying now. I feel like New Zealand might have done this with this fantastic... New Zealand, 2 wins in 2 episodes for them. But yeah, that's massive. And of course, you'll have to tune in for the next episode to see exactly what happens then between Europe and Scotland. But that'll be up for you in a few days' time. Of course, if you have enjoyed this one, please do hit like and of course subscribe if you want to see some more. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
The ones who do.